I noticed you had a pen. What is that pen for?
The pen is, I was inducted into the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2008. And I was inducted in the Iowa Music Hall of Fame in 2002. So there are things that I felt honored again to be considered as a person in the Hall of Fame. And the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has very few black people in it. So I'm one of very few that has been honored to get that accolade in my life.
Was that one of your happiest memories of being recognized, or?
There's a lot of happy memories of being recognized, but those were self-achievements versus I would be more happy or more proud of having black people recognized for being united and doing stuff together, get rid of crime in inner cities, getting the drugs off the street, getting the guns out of the kids' hands. That would make me proud. This is just individual achievements. You know?
Are you doing anything now to help those accomplishments to get those?
Yeah, I'm still working. Right now, my main focus is on my creativity, which is my music and my art, and I'm also a writer. So I'm still making that effort to create some kind of economic foundation to do these other things that I want to do. And it's very hard because there's not a lot of organizations that can give you money.
And one person can't do all of it.
Yeah, and then the organizations, you know, they have reasons why they say, we can't give you any money. We're trying to stay alive ourselves. And you say, but I'm trying to get money to go into the school systems in Waterloo, Iowa to help all the at-risk and high-risk kids see another option in their life instead of why they became high risk or at risk kids. And even the what is it called, the Board of Education is saying they don't have money for it. So, you know, it's really hard to accomplish things when you have people that are supposed to be helping people accomplish things put up resistance to helping you accomplish things.
That's why I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of kids act the way they do. They don't see no one trying to help them or benefit them a lot of the time.
Well, we used to have a youth organization, and every Friday and Saturday night we'd have youth dances. And or we'd have, like the drum and bugle corps, they had a junior drum and bugle corps, and then they had a competition drum and bugle corps. I had a proposal that I put before the Belizean government, and it was called Belize One, which was a place where kids could come and learn how to play instruments, how to paint, how to write, responsibly write their thoughts in a coherent, cognizant manner, and also to learn how to communicate on a social, business, and political level. And the same type of program I think is needed here in every community is like have our own school that would be a supplement to the regular educational schools that kids could go as an outlet to not only as for safety, but as an option to having nothing to go to. There's no place for black kids to go to. Or economics. You can break it down into black, white, or racially, but you also can break it down into economics. Kids families don't have a lot of money. There are very few options for them to do anything except to hang out with people that don't have money. And when you don't have money, you all get together and try to figure out how y'all gonna get some money.
Basically, they don't always all in a good way of trying to get the money.
We used to have pop bottles and, you know, cut lawns and shovel snow and stuff. You know, we used to have these little things we used to do, but that is not acceptable as it was back in the day, you know.
I think that would help out a lot because that's how I feel. Like, I moved here last year, and there's nothing at all for teenagers to do at all. Right. That's why a lot of kids do, get in trouble.
Get in trouble.
And then the ones that do good don't get recognized for things they're doing at all.
Well, see, there's an old African thing about you teach one kid, older kid, something, and that same person that taught that older kid something doesn't teach a younger kid something. The kid they taught goes and teaches. And then as each kid learned, they teach the next kid. That works perfectly in a society that has little physical or economic sources, because it gives the sense of community, number one. But number two, the thing that you need to do that is a location, a secure, clean, environmentally safe location where kids and people in general can come and congregate and share these cultural things. The Afro-American Cultural Center is a place that should happen. Well, but in these days, it's hard to get people to go there because there's a stigma. It's almost like being ashamed of being black sometimes, but being so proud of black that you only hang out with black people because that gives you a sense of pride, but you're not so prideful that you expose your culture to the rest of the community.
That's true.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword, you know.
What would you give, like, if there's one thing you can tell younger kids, what would you tell them, some kind of advice? What would you give to them?
If it don't feel right doing what you do, jump back and turn it loose. You can't be educated just because you're going to school. You have to find what you want to have in your life, and if you can't find it in the system, you have to find it within yourself to go out and really look for what you want to do. Library is free. You can go to the library and learn. If you want to go to college, but you don't have the academic achievements to go to college, you can get that yourself. If you want to go to the library and spend time reading and researching things and get the information you need to take your life to the next. Don't depend on anybody to give you nothing. You're supposed to go out and get it. So you have the library that's free, and anybody that you know that's doing good in their life, you should not be afraid to walk up to them and say, how can I make my life better?
That's true.
And that's what I give to young kids.
Thank you.
You're
I would
welcome.
like to thank you for your time and your new CD. You made it while you were in Belize?
Yeah. No, this is made here in the United States. The CD, the title of the CD follows what we're saying. The CD title is Freedom Beyond Recognition. And this is what we have as young black people in the United States. We have freedom beyond recognition. They can't recognize the freedom we have. So we have to reinstate what those freedoms are to kids so they can feel proud of it. And say, hey, I wrote a song which is on the next CD. It's called No Man Gave You Your Freedom, so no man can take it away. So this freedom that we're talking about is, you've had it from birth and you've had it for 400 years and thousands of years, but nobody told you you had it or showed you what it was.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I would like to thank Mr. Tony Brown for his time and that he shared with us, and the African American Museum in Cedar Rapids as well for giving us the opportunity to do this as well, and thank him for giving us his new CD.